welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to another book review today. So guys, I am so excited for today's book review. I have been wanting to talk about this book. If you guys watched I believe it was my birthday book haul. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's my birthday book haul. I said in that video how excited I was to read this, and I finally got through it, and so we're going to talk about it today. Spoiler free, of course, but today we're going to talk about The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I hope I'm saying that right. So guys, I have absolutely fallen in love with a ton of the South Korean, Japanese authors that I've read as of late. And our author today is from South Korea. And this book, mental horror, is my bread and butter. I love it. I absolutely love it. This book delivered. Oh my gosh, did it deliver. Okay, so you have this premise of a woman who decides to go vegetarian. However, you know, that is really like the background of the story. It really is, because, you know, the story is told in 3 different perspectives. You get her husband, her brother-in-law, and her sister. You never get in her head, which I think is a wonderful stylistic choice. I really do, because it really had you, like, as a reader, revolving around the action that took place with this woman at the center. It was almost like a hurricane, and she was in the eye, and then you were in all of the turmoil around it. It was so good. So my personal favorite section was with her sister. That's the one that I really resonated with, but I'm going to save that. We're going to go through the other 2 real quick, again, spoiler free, but I'm going to save the sister. She did come last in the book, so it makes sense to do it that way anyway. So the first one you get introduced to is her husband, who I will say I disliked kind of out of the gate, because he was talking about how, like, oh, she is like nothing special and she's just super plain and all that. And a little bit about me, I really think it's quite insulting to tell someone that they look plain. I don't know why, it's just always rubbed me the wrong way. And so I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth with him from the get-go. And also, if you've ever been in a relationship and you've changed somehow and the person you're with didn't like it very much, and you didn't like that whole thing about them not liking you changing, yeah, you're not gonna like this dude either, because he did not like her becoming vegetarian. And then her family is just batshit insane about it too. So you get this whole scene with her family, and her father is a piece of work, an absolute piece of work. And it literally, like, drives her over the edge, okay? Like, she's having some mental issues, you know, and I'm not gonna go any further than that, but she's having some serious mental issues. And all of this time, this whole vegetarian thing is, like, in the background. And it's so weird, but it's so well done, because it's like, it's the catalyst for the action, but it's not in your face. Like, all of this stuff happens, and it's all set in motion by her becoming a vegetarian, but it's not directly related. I hope that makes sense. And it's done so well. It's done so well. So then you get to the second half of the book, and it's with her brother-in-law, her sister's husband. Now, this is the section that might warrant some trigger warnings, because there is some SA happening, and I want to say it's graphic, but it's graphic in a very unusual way, because her brother-in-law is an artist, and I guess you would call him, like, maybe a videographer. I'm not really sure, but the way that the action happens, it's very clear what is going on. But it's written in, like, a very, like, artsy-fartsy kind of way, because that's who he is. That's what he is. And honestly, and I'll be straight up with you guys, I am still kind of confused as to whether I blame him. And allow me to explain that, because part of me thinks, like, he was kind of out of his mind too. Like, she was very much not in her right mind, and he took advantage of her, and that's horrible. But I'm still kind of on the fence as to whether or not he was in his right mind, because then that dynamic changes. You guys know what I mean? Like, you know, did he take advantage of her, or was he insane too? Like, it's really not really put out there which is which. I think it's really left up to the reader, which I enjoy. I love that in my books. I love it when, you know, stuff like that is kind of left up to the reader. So you would really have to judge for yourself. Do you think he's this terrible person that took advantage of this woman going through some mental shit? Or is he going through some mental shit too? You know? Like, it's really out there. Part of me thinks that he definitely had more about his faculties than she did. But then there's some stuff that happens and I'm like, you know, he's probably not operating with a full Happy Meal either. Like, he's short a few French fries. And then we got to the sister. And I had some Earthlings vibes. Kind of, sort of. Because I found myself nodding and understanding with the sister. I'm going to tell you about the type of person she is. She is described as being this person who always wants to fix things, including people. And she is always the rock. You know what I mean? Like, she's the rock. She's the one that people go to. And you really watch how this breaks her. This whole idea of being the center, the rock, the thing that everyone relies on, you know, and she's the one to fix people and blah, 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 and how this breaks her. And this dynamic between her and the sister, the one who becomes a vegetarian, is just so gut-wrenching. That last chapter, I found myself nodding. Because she kept talking about how, like, you know, what choice does she have? She's got to take care of this. She's got to do this. She's got to do that. You know, she doesn't have a choice. They're going to break without her. You know, what kind of person would she be if she let them down and all this? And if you've ever been there, you know that that's its own special kind of hell. I mean, I really think if you are that type of person, you're going to see yourself in this sister. You really will. And that's where the book wraps, is with her section. And it's so powerful. Like, you couldn't have ended this better. You really couldn't have. But the whole idea that you never get in the vegetarian's head, it's so cool. Like, the fact that you never see really what she's thinking. Like, you get glimpses, but you never really see what she's thinking. You just get these eyes around her. Is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things. I loved this. I loved it. And if you are a fan of things like Earthlings, you know, I really think you're going to like this too. You know, definitely highly recommend The Vegetarian by Hong Kong. As I said, there's some trigger warnings in here for some SA, but by and large, I think this is an amazing read. It's an easy read. It's only like, I want to say, yeah, it's not even 200 pages. It's 183 pages, but it's powerful. I definitely think it's powerful. And I really feel like if you are a fan of this type of writing, I feel like those of you who have read this kind of thing, you know, you're going to kind of sort of know what you're getting into. And oh my gosh, again, it just very, very amazing. I love everything about this book. I loved how it was set up, the characters, everything. So, The Vegetarian by Hong Kong. And guys, that's it. Thank you for coming back to the Panic Room for another book review. Guys, like I said, I have been dying to talk about this book. I loved it. It was so, so good. And guys, let me know if you want to read it. You know, have you read any other like Korean authors that I should know about? Because so far, everything that I have read, I have absolutely loved. Absolutely loved. I'm just infatuated with their style of writing. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. So please, if you know of any other ones, comment down below. Please give me some recommendations. And guys, if you like this, please hit like, hit subscribe. It would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.